Hello everyone, this is Kai from MECHAVERSE.co. Welcome to my review of the Banpresto SCM Evangelion Unit 2. Now let's start with a quick look around the box. There on the left there is the SCM logo, which is really nice, and I like the X written in blue. However, and there was the price, because I bought this on a physical shop, so they have their own price. I bought it for 25 euros, which are about 2500 yen, more or less. And there on the inside, well, of course, there was the action figure, which I already removed, and the other accessories, which I'll show you better once we get to the back of the box. On the side we get to see again the SCMX logo and some shot of the various Evangelion units, and there on the sides we get to see other shots of action poses of the Evangelion units. This is the number 1, this is the unit 2, and this is the 00. And there we have other action poses again, but they are not the same, of course. And on the upper part of the box there is the Nerf logo, which well, I won't spoiler anything if you didn't watch Evangelion. It's something Evangelion related in any case. And there on the back of the box we have a lot of stuff written in Japanese, and there you can see Banpresto 2010, and there we have to see the 3 Evangelion units from this line with all their accessories. Now this is the one that I have, which is, if I can focus a little bit, it has this weird harpoon looking thing, I don't really know. Then it has 2 open hands already on the model, and 2 closed fists, and 2 trigger finger hands. And this little knife that is already on his hand, because I love knives. And the Unit 1 has this machine gun. I'm not sure, but I believe it's called the pellet gun. Well, whatever. And we have the same manipulator hands, open and closed fists, and trigger finger hand for both hands. And then a different knife, which I really like, and I don't think my camera focused correctly, but well, it has a weird shape which I really like. And there is the last unit. Well, I should say the first, but I went from the wrong way because I started from the one that I have. And the unit 00 has the same manipulator hands, the open hands, the closed fist, and the trigger finger hand. Although they are kind of useless, because his only accessory is this wire, which is called the umbilical cable, which has the purpose to give energy to the Evangelion units, except for the Unit 1, but it's a long story. Watch Evangelion, it deserves it. And well, I have to say, Unit 00 is my favorite of the 3. I love the color scheme, I love the design, well, of course, the design of the head, because it's the only thing different, except for the chest of the Unit 1, which is different from all the others. But anyway, I hate the fact that they give him always the lamest accessory. Why? Why do you hate so much the 00? And when you open the box, there is this little cover, of course, and covering the Evangelion unit you will find this plastic paper sheet, whatever, and you can see there are the manipulators and this weird harpoon looking thing, which with this spike on, it looks kind of weird, but if I remove it, it is doable, at least on mine. It seems more like an actual weapon, and I gotta say I really like this design. Then there is the knife, which I really like this knife. It has a hollow part on the inside, which I think is different, and I really like it. Let's go with the articulation, and let me say it is really good. The head goes up and down on a ball joint, not too much, but then it can go forward and backward like this. Well, I should say down, but it's more like an forward movement, like this. Yeah, and I love this. Watch this. This armor panel on the back, when you slide the head forward, it slides forward too. How cool is that? I love this. And the arms are really articulated. They can rotate 360, although you have to be a little careful because they kind of hit this thing, because they don't rotate at the shoulder, they rotate at the actual arm. There, they rotate there, not there. And then they can move forward and backward at the shoulder. These things have a little bit of flip-flop action, although I'm not sure it is supposed to, but it allows for a better mobility in my opinion. And this thing there, it rotates, and it is on a ball joint, so you can wiggle around a little bit. And so with the ball joint and with this joint that slides forward, you can have him easily reaching across to hold his wound arm or whatever. And then another thing that is really cool, these armor panels on the shoulder slide forward, as did the one on the neck. As you rotate the shoulder forward, this slides forward too. I really love that. And then the elbow bends at 2 joints, really good, complete 180. The hands are a little bit weird. They are on a ball joint, but it's not a normal ball joint that you'd expect. It's to the side. I don't know if I can focus, but hey, there, you can see with my hand's shadow on it. It's offset. I don't know why they did that. It doesn't work. Well, I mean, first of all, it is really flimsy. It is really easy to break, and then the hand can rotate only about this far. Well, I don't really see a reason to do that. I mean, you did this awesome stuff, and you can put a simple ball joint on the end. Whatever. Then there is a joint on the torso that moves up and down pretty far. It is really cool. And then this white armor panel is kinda hanging there poorly, so it moves around, flip-flop, whatever. It's not in a way, that's for sure. And the torso can rotate about this far. And the legs move forward pretty far. It is on a really stiff joint, so be careful. And backward really far. They bend at the knee at 2 joints. And this foot cover moves up and down. It's on a hinge. And there on the calves, it looks like it has some articulation, but the only thing that it side to side, but the only thing that it has is forward and backward movement, like this. And then the feet is really weird. It has a ball joint in. I show you. Oh, not the whole feet. It has a ball joint there. that it goes there. So the feet is pretty much free to go wherever it wants. It makes up for the poor ankle joint. It can go. Look at this. It is crazy. It can do really a crazy amount of poses, and then of course it swivels to the side. It is really good. A really good articulated feet. And silly me, I almost forgot the legs that can go out about this far, which is impressive. Putting the trigger finger hand into this thing, well, on the knife it is a lot easier, and well, they don't give you normal holding hand, but as you can see, it doesn't look bad. It looks a lot natural, like this. And with the trigger finger hand, it is a little bit tricky to hold this, because it does not tear apart. It's that rubber thing, and it's really tight, so you have to fiddle around a lot until you finally get this thing stuck in there. And then it stays perfectly fine, of course. And I find that the more you do this, the more easy it becomes. And as you can see, as you saw before, switching the manipulator is not that big of a deal. Just as I told you, be careful, be a lot careful with this ball joint, because I feel it. It is so flimsy. Well, whatever. When you have the accessories in, sometimes you feel the ball joint is not completely in, so you keep pushing, but don't do that. As long as the weapon is... I don't like these hands. There. Then when the weapon is in, it's perfectly fine. It has no weight issues whatsoever. It is kind of lightweight. Let me just remove this spike. There. Looks a lot more better like this. Don't you agree? Well, whatever. And yeah, so no problems at all holding his accessories. The action poses you can pull off are really amazing. You can see how wide the legs split open, and I'm not even forcing it. I mean, this was like the first attempt that I put this into this pose, and it stayed perfectly fine. It is really awesome for action pose. But there is a problem with this figure. As you see, the arms and the legs are a little bit bent inward. I believe it's for replicate the human movement kind of thing, because Evangelion units are not 100% mech. I'd say they are not mech at all, but no spoiler. I already spoiled a lot. And however, in the arms is not a lot of a big deal. I mean, they look natural even like that. But with the legs as you saw are awesome for action poses. There is almost anything you can't pull off with this guy. But funny thing to say is that if you want him standing straight on the shelf, he's gonna stand like this, because he has bent legs. Ironic, isn't it? Let's go with size comparison. As you saw, I brought in a Rebuild of Evangelion figure and a high-grade Evangelion kit from Bandai. And as you can see, it's about the same size as the Revoltech. I'd say the Revoltech is a little bit bigger, but it has not straight legs. He also has bent inward legs, but you can fiddle around with the joints because it rotates at the knee too, and at the calf too. So you can have the leg looking more natural on the Revoltech, even if it's bent inward. However, I'd say the Revoltech is a little bit taller, and the proportions are around the same. The arms are a little bit thinner on this one, and the legs too. And I don't know, I think the Revoltech looks better. And well, the Bandai, as you can see, is a monster, but his proportion This comparison is not 100% fair because this has the proportion of the original series, so it's a lot more sleek and beastie looking, and these two are from the Rebuild of Evangelion, and they have a more human proportion, which a lot like and a lot doesn't like. I like it, but I like the older series too. I appreciate them both. And for a size comparison, you people might be more familiar with. This is the average size high-grade Universal Century kit from Bandai, from Gundam, of course, Mobile Suit Gundam. And this is a totally random Pikachu here for no reason at all, but it's cute, so why not show it? And that's about it for this comparison. And that would be all for the no scale SCMX Evangelion Unit 2 from Banpresto. And I hope you enjoyed this review. And this action figure is really nice, and I totally recommend it. And if you can find it at a reasonable price, of course. And because I know some Banpresto kits from the SCMX line, it is difficult to pronounce for me that I'm Italian, and I know some of this line are a little bit expensive. If you can find this at a reasonable price, I'd say pick it up. Unless you love the Evangelion 2 and you are willing to pay whatever price, so go get it. It is a nice figure. And I hope you will forgive me for the terrible noise you might be hearing. I don't know until the video is complete if you will hear it or not, but it is so hot I couldn't turn that thing off. I would die, literally. And well, that is all. I will see you at the next review.